Two-step, brother. Two-step. There it is.
Okay. Hi. Oh, look, it's like we have technology mastery today. It's called understanding. See? That's part of our power of understanding. Just sometimes it takes a little while to understand these things. So there's this noce te ipsum. It's a Latin phrase. You might be familiar with it. It is know thyself. Know thyself. One can only know and understand others by first knowing and understanding yourself first. Your strengths, your limits, your prejudices, your judgments. This is a faculty of understanding. Because we have 12 of them, right? The 12 powers, we're familiar with them. We talk about them a lot. Understanding, just so you know, it's located right here in the front of our foreheads. Right? So we can actually, this is something I do when I'm really struggling with something, is I'll actually just tap there and think about it and just ignite the fire of understanding in my head that I can find a better way through something, really waking that up. And other times what I'll do in meditation is I'll actually tune into my wisdom and our order, which is located here. So we have the power of order and the power of wisdom. And then I'll push on both to awaken them and connect them like they're, come on, talk to each other, people. Get it together. This is how I talk to myself. So for me, I usually call myself DeShutter. And it's like, DeShutter, get your together. Come on, you can do this. So that's sort of how I self-talk. But that's how I tend to move myself through things when I'm stuck on something, is to call on these faculties that we have. And the faculty of understanding is a great gift because we know that we can, we know, for example, you all got here today, right? And those that are joining us online all figured out which buttons to push to join online. This is the ability to understand. And it's great in the outside world, right? We can apply it really well in the outside world. But the spiritual scope of understanding, that's required on the inside world. That's where we need to go within and begin to really check in with ourselves on what's going on. And you can use prayer, you can use meditation, you can call a friend. Remember that show? It was a game show, call a friend. Yeah, $1 million, right? I think I need to call a friend right now to help with understanding something that you think you know it, right? But you can't find it, right? You can't find it. So sometimes we might need to lean on others. And that's what the beautiful thing about a community is that we can lean on one another. It's great we can come here Sunday and a talking head can roam around the front here and give a message, and that's wonderful. But it's what we do afterwards. It's what we do when we communicate with others. And I know I've said this a lot here before, but for me, speaking out what's going on for me, sharing what's going on for me, either in this setting, because I think I end up talking mostly about what I need to hear, but with somebody else, one-on-one, is therapy. That gives you the ability to hear yourself. And then when somebody plays back for you what they think they heard, have you ever had this happen where somebody says, oh, so you mean that you want to do blah, da, 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 da. And you go, no, that's not quite it. It's more like this. And then they say it again and they've got it. And you're like, yeah, that's what I'm experiencing. And now you have the feeling of being heard, that somebody has actually heard you. So here's a good rule of thumb that I should take into advice right now, especially when arguing with your spouse or your other half. If they keep coming back with a rebuttal, you didn't hear what they said. If they keep arguing their point, it's because you never heard it. So just remember that. And the same is true on the other side. If you're making a statement and they're arguing back, they're not listening. So when you find yourself in that situation, here's the great thing about understanding. When you know something like that, maybe you can pause, right? Take a breath. And I love that Michael Singer, just become the observer, right? Take a pause and stand back and see, what am I doing? Oh, I see what I'm doing here. And then maybe correct, do a little course correction at that time so that you can manage the situation. You can move through it in partnership. And then there isn't that wall divided. Ever had one of those walls throughout the day with somebody that you live with where you're not really talking to each other? Maybe eye contact is hard to make. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. And so we have a say in that, right? If we're willing to understand something, if we're willing to look at it and take it on at a different place than where we are right now. So it's always on us, right? It's always upon us to make that change within ourselves so that we can change the environment around us. Because if we look at things differently, and I think it was Wayne Dyer that said that, if you want things to change the way you look at them, right? That's all on us. It's not somebody else. It's not out there. And a lot of people, they don't draw the connection between their previous actions and what's happening right now in your life. So I'll bet if you had a challenge that you were facing in your life, or even if, like it's like minor, if great things are happening in your life, you could probably look back and see the things that lined up to have you right where you are today, to be seeing the experience you're having, right? That's spiritual understanding. That is looking at ourselves for an understanding of where things are. I think in the talk email we put out, there was that quote from Charles Fillmore about wisdom. Wisdom is knowing, and understanding is knowing why. That's what we want to call upon, is that knowing why. Sometimes we need to know why. And it's not, in my experience, and it could be different for all of you, but it's not knowing why over there. I had a conversation with somebody on Tuesday who had reached out to have a call with me, who had lost their job. And I've never met this person before. And so we spent 40 minutes on the phone together, and everything was about over there. And none of it was about here within that person. And after you go around the block, let's say you want to do it 100 times, you're still exactly where you are. In this case, no longer have the job. Does it really matter why over there? I mean, they could change their story every day, right? They could tell you one thing today, and then you ask again, and it's a different reason, or the reason is accentuated a little more, or it's a little deeper. And at the end of it, you're still in the same place. So I kind of look at that as, I'll hate to say it, a waste of time. Like, what's the point? Let's get clear here, right? Because if we empower ourselves in that situation, if we take the power to us, now we're not at the mercy of somebody else. We're not playing in their game anymore. We're playing in our game. That great scripture, renewing our mind, right? The power is within us to renew our mind. So renew the experience that we're having so that we can take ownership of it. So I put also in that email, in order to grow, you must give up the struggle to remain the same. I don't know if you all saw that email and you saw that quote from Michael Singer, but I kind of look at it like what we're doing here at Unity. There's a lot that's changed, and sometimes that's uncomfortable, right, to have change. But it's in that change that new things can happen, that we have that possibility. And in understanding, I love this from Thich Nhat Hanh, the Buddha body. So there's 3 elements here to this that Thich Nhat Hanh talks about that I think is relevant for our understanding. Someone that is capable of understanding and of loving. That's the Buddha body. Someone that is capable of understanding and of loving. The Dharma body, the practice of mindfulness, concentration, and insight. Okay? The Dharma body is the practice of mindfulness, concentration, and insight. So in both of those instances, they're here, aren't they? There's nothing about out there. The work is here first. The third one, the Sangha body, is a community of practitioners. This is the Sangha body. So gathering in a practice, gathering together and practicing together, becoming one in that. And even in that, at some point, we're probably going to be in that moment of going within, finding our truth, finding our own understanding, and dealing with that for ourselves. Sometimes, you ever had problems that take a while to sort out, challenges to take a while? Yeah. Right? Not everything is just instant. It's not an instant fix. It's a process that we go through of being willing to be curious, being willing to look, and have that idea of understanding in mind. I'm going to understand this. You know, I'm actually going to understand what's going on with me. And from there, so much is possible.